It's the Lone Star Showdown, baby. It's Texas A&M at Texas. This is exactly what rivalry weekend is supposed to look like. There was a while there we went without this rivalry, and that's just not what college football is supposed to be. We all knew it. We all sensed it. It was sort of this hollow feeling if you were an A&M or a Texas fan. It wasn't right. We're so back for the second year in a row. We got this game. That's a beautiful thing. We've already broken down this game. We've broken it down to the nth degree. Now we got one more take for both sides of this, the final take for A&M, final take for Texas. We'll do that right now. Before we do so, though, make sure you're subscribed if you're an A&M fan, if you're a Texas fan. We've been talking about both of y'all all season long. We will continue to talk about both of y'all. We'll talk about this game after the fact and have an instant reaction for you. So if you want to make sure you're as dialed in as possible to your favorite team and also the world that is college football, which we talk about every single day on this show, make sure you're subscribed. We appreciate y'all so much for that. It helps us do more of what you want to see. So thank you. Final take for Texas A&M, man. I think they have a big day on the ground. I really do. Now, Texas, as a run defense, been really good. I don't throw that word around lightly. They've been one of the best in college football, again, by the numbers. But the numbers aren't everything. Last couple of games, you're watching Texas say, I don't know, look pretty gettable. Georgia, one of the best running teams in college football, but yeah, they looked a little bit more than what Texas was bargaining for on that Saturday. And then Arkansas. I'll say this, Arkansas, best 2-win team in college football. I don't say that facetiously with Taylen Green and the way they get downhill and the divide the defense kind of run schemes. They are, I believe, exposing some things that A&M could take advantage of. Because I look at what Arkansas did. And again, I think Taylen Green's phenomenal. I think he's one of quietly the better ball carriers in the SEC, especially at the quarterback position. But Texas really seemed to have a hard time fitting those runs when Arkansas would divide the defense, like I just mentioned a second ago. What does that mean? Essentially, in a divide the defense kind of run scheme, you got a read option or you got a chance for the quarterback to give it or pull it, however you want to label it, however you want to draw it up. And when that happens, Texas was not fitting that correctly, especially when the quarterback would pull it for Arkansas, for Taylen Green. And so for Marcel Reed, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, listen, I don't know if he's the same Strider as Taylen Green or what that looks like, but I know he can, at the very least, recreate a version of what Taylen Green did. Ruben Owens downhill, I don't think that's a good world for Texas to live in. You say, well, JD, we actually think, if we're a Texas fan, we actually think Arkansas's personnel is a little bit different. We think they have more juice than A&M. Your own prerogative. I mean, A&M's got a top 25 rushing attack in college football, so it's your own take to have. But I would rebuttal with this idea of, well, even if you think that, A&M has a longer list of to-dos for the Texas defense to handle than Arkansas did. And listen, we've all been there before, especially my husband's watching this right now. You know, I know a lot of y'all are in the trenches right now with the honey to-do lists. We as husbands are given lists of things to do, and the longer it is, the more you're like, man, I don't know if I can get all this done today, sweetheart. I love you with every fiber of my being. However, there's 27 things on this list. That's kind of how I think A&M is approaching this thing with what they can do running the football. Listen, you got to stop the run. You got to stop Ruben Owens. You got to stop Marcel Reed in the quarterback game. But also, by the way, hey, on the to-do list, you got to stop Concepcion. On the to-do list, you got to stop Bethel Roman. On the to-do list, you got to stop the perimeter run game or in the perimeter passing game rather than Mario Craver. There's so many things where I'm like, man, I don't love the way that shapes up for Texas when it comes to stopping the run with all the ways that Texas A&M can keep you on your heels as well as what they can do throwing the football. So I think that Texas A&M has a big day on the ground. I think it's a big part of what the final result is in this game in DKR. Now, with that being said, if Texas wins this football game, there will be one man, in addition to Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian and all the main characters, there will be one difference maker, and his name is Ryan Niblett. To me, he is the yeah-but of this whole game. The line, at last I checked on BetMGM, was favoring A&M by 2.5 points. What is 2.5 points? Right around 3, right? What is 3 points usually assigned to? Special teams, a field goal, field position. Now, Ryan Niblett's not kicking field goals, but tell you what, he'll put you in position to kick one. He's been responsible, in my opinion, for at least 2 wins, maybe 3 if you want to give him credit for tying up the Mississippi State game. Football's a team game. I'm not saying it's all Ryan Niblett, but, I mean, this dude, it might be the but Ryan Niblett returned that punt that changed the game, flipped the field, put Texas in a good position to score, or but he ran the punt back. Even with how good Marcel Reed is, even with all the good things I just said around A&M's offense. And honestly, my prediction in this game, I've picked A&M to win the game, y'all. I'm going to be very honest about that. I've picked A&M to win this football game. But Ryan Niblett did something in the margins, had the explosiveness in the return game that just quite frankly was the equalizer for whatever you think A&M has on the offensive side or whatever you think that Texas is going to struggle with Cassius Howell or whatever you don't think they have offensively when it comes to pushing the football downfield and how Arch has looked over the course of this season, though he's catching his stride right now. Make sure that's noted. Ryan Niblett might be the one that just kind of breaks this game and is the reason why Texas wins. So again, if Texas wins, I think it's because Ryan Niblett showed up and was the answer to whatever matchup A&M may have in this game. But I also think that A&M, my final take for y'all, is that you're going to run the football, and I think so do so at a pretty high level. So, Longhorn fans, A&M fans, get in the comment section. Let me know your final take on this game for both sides of the thing. Also, hit me up on social media, Instagram and Twitter, at JD Pickell, whether you want to add to the conversation or just chirp me. We welcome both, but make sure you follow there. Again, at JD Pickell. For Cato on the ones and twos, for myself, again, JD Pickell. Appreciate y'all, love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.